music through your headset.
Uh-oh.
Coming through your stream.
By chance, is it better now?
So far, but you're talking to me through your stream account. Is that how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, we ain't real professional around here. Well,
Alright. I wasn't sure how you had it set up, but I heard it. I don't hear the music anymore.
well, we'll just pull back the curtain. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to race night number 3 of the Bolt J&B Modified Touring Series at Lanier. Joining me in the booth tonight is Casey Ellis. How
Hello,
we doing
that's me.
tonight, Casey?
I have no idea what I'm looking at. I'm not a dirt guy, so I'm here for the experience.
Yeah, guys are getting warmed up here, getting practice underway. So far, Rance Llewellyn top of the board with a 13.654. Gonna be hard to beat that as this track progresses and slicks off a little bit. You already see a little bit of that blue groove starting to develop right there through the bottom. And that'll get pushed up more and more throughout the night as we roll into through heats and features. Parker Clardy, after missing last week, back out here again. Week number 3. I don't think he meant to miss last week, but all good. He's back now. Rance Llewellyn debuting a new wrap on the side of that modified. Sharp looking car there. John Matthews here running his practice laps, getting warmed up and set to go for tonight's qualifying events. I have no idea what my ticker's doing. There we go. So Casey, after your first couple weeks running the modified at Bristol and at Limaland, what do you think of it?
As somebody who doesn't do this on the regular, it's certainly a handful. It is very, very, very tail happy, but I believe that's by design. It's you kind of steer with the throttle. You do a lot of you know, playing and tapping on it just to get it to rotate or to get it to move around. I am no professional when it comes to these, but I think personally I had the most fun at Bristol, but probably because it's the easiest track to drive.
Yeah, definitely not the easiest car out there to drive, but these guys sure make do, and gonna put on a heck of a show for us tonight here at Lanier.
Absolutely. These are fun to watch. I may not be super into it, but it's fun. There's something about watching a car go into a corner, you know, just full on sideways. It's pretty cool.
Tristan Bear out making some laps. Always a sharp looking car there for him. I believe that was courtesy of Greg Pillar, actually. Parker Clardy, sharp looking Red Bull Mobile 1 car. And new joining us this week, Aaron Lester in the number 28 UNOH car. Again, as these guys get set for qualifying here coming up shortly. And for everybody's information here on the qualifying order, Greg Pillar will be rolling out first, followed by John Matthews, Tristan Bear, Rance Llewellyn, Ryan Bunch, Byron Jones, Jimmy Mensch, Dominic Barouette, and Pacey Wygant. If any of those guys don't show up, they get skipped, and if anybody wasn't listed on that list there, they'll be qualifying at the tail end as they weren't here last week. And practice is wrapping up, and we'll be moving on over to qualifying. We'll have to move over to Group 2, I believe, here to be able to find Greg Pillar. Yep, and I'm struggling. Hey, there we go. I know, he's Group 1. Okay. Rolling out first, Greg Pillar in the number 32 Premier Setups 213simware.com car. Sharp looking ride there. Remember, these guys get 2 laps on the board to see what they can put down. And from there, that sets the lineup for the heat races.
We're only gonna have one heat this time, yeah?
I think
Or
the cap is
split.
7 for heat count, so we might
Okay.
have 2, I think. And we see what the lap time is on the board. Lap number 1, 14,652. Already looking to be pretty slick on entry for these guys. Second lap, not an improvement. 14,652 is the time for Greg Piller. Now I believe we'll have to go over to Group 2. Indeed we will. Zooks, John Matthews out on track in the number 98 Blink Designs, 213simware.com PBR machine. Sharp looking ride there, really letting it hang out. Let's see what he gets for a lap time. 14,591. 14,591, lap 1. We're going to see if he improves here on lap number 2. Oh, gets a little sideways there in 3 and 4. Dials it back up, but I don't believe that's going to lead to an improvement on lap number 2 for Don Matthews. Now we move on to Tristan Bear, making his 2 timed laps. Dives down on a 3 and 4. A lot of these guys really choosing to run that bottom. Usually the quicker.
Like yeah.
14,664. Not a bad lap. We'll see if he improves on lap number 2. Does not improve. 14,664 is the time for Tristan Bear.
Would there be any benefit for running the high line during qualifying, or is that more of a racing deal?
Depends on the situation. I mean, if it were me, I'd definitely try it on one of my laps just to see what it would do. But and again, Rance Llewellyn looking for that bottom line there in 1 and 2 at least. Does the same for 3 and 4. Right against that inside wall.
Practice.
$14,567 is the time for lap number 1. And improves on lap number 2 with a 14,524. Byron Jones out for his 2 laps. The number 19 Jones Paints and Designs PBR Racing 213simware.com car. Finally, we get a guy trying to run that top line there. See what it does here on lap number 1. 14,581. Not a bad lap. Going back to the bottom here in lap.
Second.
Yeah, second on the board. Went back to that bottom there, got a little loose, but that is an improvement. 14,287. That is by far top of the board.
Yep. Dethrones Rance.
Now Jimmy Mensch out for his 2 timed laps. The number 294, 213simware.com PBR Racing car. 14,735 is the time for lap number 1. 14.637. That is an improvement on lap number 2. Jumps up to 4th. Now Pacey Wygen out making his 2 timed laps. $14,386. That puts him P2 so far. See if he improves lap number 2. Does not look like it. 14,386 will be the time for Pacey Wygen. And that Blink Designs 213simware.com. KNS Sim Productions number 00. Now Aaron Lester making his series debut with the number 28 UNOH car. Green flag is out. Across the line, start lap number 1. $15,173, the time for lap number 1. And a 14,599 for lap number 2. That puts him 5th on the board. Now that's left is Parker Clardy in the number 22. Let's see what the time is here for lap number 1. 14,414. 3rd on the board as it stands. We'll see if he improves here right on the top line through turns 3 and 4. Not an improvement. 3rd quick though. 14,414. That'll set the lineup here for our heat races. Lining up on the pole is the number 19 Jones Paint and Designs 213simware.com machine for Byron Jones. Outside of him will be the number 22 of Parker Clardy. Lining up inside row 2, the number 98 Blink Designs car. 213simware.com on the side of that machine. That is John Matthews. Lining up to his outside is the number 294 213simware.com machine for Jimmy Mensch. And running up the field is the number 5 of Tristan Bear. Number top 3 positions for this one will make it into the redraw for the feature. Pace truck pulls out. As a reminder, this race has to start on green. And green flag is out. Pretty even jump between the bottom and the top there. Byron Jones taking the early lead. Parker Clardy coming with a big run around the top side again. Byron slides up, take away that top line. Parker crosses back down to the bottom. Byron Jones leads the way that time by for lap number 1. Side by side here for the race lead. Byron a lead again. A little back further in the field, Tristan Baird gets around John Matthews for 4th. Ooh, Jimmy Mensch got the ball a little bit there off of 4. That allows Tristan Baird to get to his inside, side by side for 3rd. Jimmy Mensch will hold on to this position for now. Byron Jones out to a pretty strong lead here. Parker Clardy 2nd, Jimmy Mensch 3rd, Tristan Baird 4th, excuse me. All these guys pretty evenly spaced out, just hoping the guy in front of them makes a mistake that they can capitalize on. And see, a lot of these guys really starting to run that top line. That cushion's starting to develop a little bit. John Matthews taking a look to the inside of Tristan Baird there. White flag there. John Matthews sliding up again, trying to get to the inside of Tristan Baird. Doesn't work, though. As Byron Jones will take heat number 1 win. Parker Clardy 2nd. Jimmy Mensch 3rd. Tristan Baird 4th. And John Matthews rounding out your top 5 for heat number 1. We'll get a quick word with your heat number 1 winner, Byron Jones. Hey, Byron, this is Bobby in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. So what'd you think there, heat number 1? And how do you think you'll carry that momentum here going into the feature?
Yeah, I'm liking the way the track's shaping out right now. It's starting to create slicks all over, just a little bit on the bottom. It's starting to be 1 lane for the meantime, but I think by the time we hit main, everybody's getting out there on track. It's really going to open it up, allow everybody to run different lines. I love this track, so can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, thank you for your time, and good luck in tonight's feature.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
That was Byron Jones, your heat number 1 winner. We'll get a lineup here for heat number 2. Pacey Wygant in the Blake Designs, 213simware.com, KNS Sim Productions, number 00 is on the pole. To his outside, the number 33, IRP, number 33, I don't remember if I said 33 enough already, English, Rance Llewellyn. Row number 2, number 28, UNOH, that is Aaron Lester. To his outside, number 32, Premier Setup Shops, 213simware.com car, Greg Pillar. And we are green. Rance Llewellyn looking to the outside here. Pacey Wygant, door to door, heading into turn number 3. Pacey slides up a little bit, contact. They keep it straight. Rance Llewellyn dives underneath Pacey Wygant. Crisscross from the previous lap. Slide job again here. 33, Rance Llewellyn takes the lead. He'll dive it down to the bottom. Pacey Wygant with a little bit of a problem there entering turn number 1. Looks like it got a little tight on him. Greg Pillar gets the move up to 3rd. That is your transfer position for the redraw, as a reminder. Pacey Wygant looking for that bottom, trying to get that thing rolling. Really see that blue groove starting to develop there on entry. That is not a whole lot of grip there, but then again, that is the shorter way around, so there might be a little advantage there, especially late as that top gets pushed up. But Pacey Wygant starting to cut into that lead to Rance Llewellyn. Slowly but surely, he's getting back there. Running a little bit of a slider line. Oh, that was tight there off of turn number 4. Rance Llewellyn still your race leader. nose to tail here for the heat number 1 or 2 win. Oh, Pacey throws a little bit of a slider and cuts off Rance Llewellyn there, getting out of 4. Rance Llewellyn trying to return the favor, can't do it. Pacey Wygant with your race lead on the white flag lap. Rance tried taking a little bit of a stab there, couldn't quite get there. Checkered flag is out. Pacey Wygant, your heat number 2 winner. Rance Llewellyn second, Greg Pillar third, and Aaron Lester rounding out the field in heat number 2. Now, as the warm-up session progresses, this will be time for our redraw. But before that, we'll get a quick interview with your heat number 2 winner, Pacey Wygant. Hey, Pacey, this is... Uh-oh. Technical difficulties, folks. We're going to try again. Hey, Pacey, this is Bobby in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, what do you think of that battle there with Rance Llewellyn, and what are you thinking of the track so far as it develops?
Battle was fun. Track is developing like Lanier always does. The inside's going to be burned off, and then by the end of the race, we're going to be using it again. So, yeah, it's going to be a typical Lanier race where it seems like the outside's dominant until probably the last 5-6 laps. But yeah, the track feels really good.
Alrighty, thank you for your time, and good luck in tonight's feature.
All right, thank you.
That was Pacey Wygant, heat number 2 winner. So we get a quick look here as this track develops in the warm-up session. Casey, what did you think of those heats there now that they're wrapped up?
Second one was definitely more action-y. I mean, there were more cars on the track for the first one, but there were definitely more, I guess, competitive passes for the lead in the second one there with Pacey and Rance. That was quite entertaining to watch.
And both those guys are always gassers and not really willing to give an inch, so always excitement.
Yes.
Always excitement when you get them two side by side.
I think the feature is gonna be pretty good.
I've got a good feeling. Our admin team is working on the redraw as we speak. We'll get that to you guys as soon as we can. We take a look here at Tristan Bear making his laps in the warm-up session. You really see that top line really starting to get pushed up high. That cushion will be all the way against the wall, and these guys will use every inch of this track by the time this feature's over. All right, we have the redraw here. Starting on the pole for tonight's feature is Byron Jones in the number 19. To his outside will be Pacey Wygant in the 00. Row number 2 will be to the number 32 of Greg Pillar. To his outside will be the number 22 of Parker. And row number 3 will be the number 294 of Jimmy Mensch. And to his outside, the number 33 of Rance Llewellyn. John Matthews rolling out for some warm-up laps here as well. Jimmy Mensch, though, so far top of the board in warm-ups. With a 14.738. You can really see that track starting to slow down a little bit here on these guys. You can see John Matthews really ripping that top line. Oh, it gets a little bit of the wall there. Tristan Bayer, though, ripping the top up there like a chicken jockey.
Couldn't resist. Oh, man.
You know, I had to.
We're hip with the memes here at CRN. Right?
Yes, sir. You heard? I see a lot of these guys really trying to experiment with lines here. This warm-up's going to come to a close here just a minute and a half. Everybody's trying to see what they can find for this feature race. Remember, all these features, including tonight, will be 30 laps, with the exception of our Eldora race. The Eldora race will be a 50-lapper. Whoop. Well, hey, I can tell I'm getting a little bit better with this whole camera operation thing because I haven't had a pace truck moment yet in this race. Now that I said it, I probably jinxed myself for later, but stay tuned.
Generally, I find that happens. You always bring attention to it, and then it's like, oh, nope, there it is.
Now with warm-up wrapping up, the only thing left for tonight is our feature race. 30 laps here at Lanier National Speedway. And as a reminder, after our redraw, the front row stays exactly the same. Byron Jones on the pole in the 19 with Pacey Wygant in the 00 to his outside. Row number 2, those where the shuffle really begins. We got Greg Pillar inside row number 2 in the number 32 machine, with Parker moving to the outside of that lane in the number 22. Then your third row will be number 294, Jimmy Mensch. He stays in the same spot, with Rance Llewellyn rounding out the number 6 spot. Then we got Tristan Bear in the number 7 spot inside of row number 4, with Aaron Lester in the number 28 to his outside. Then rounding out your field tonight is number 98 of John Matthews. As with any short track, we might see some tempers flaring, but we're guaranteed some great action here tonight. Lights are off on the pace truck as it pulls off the Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, it's mod time here at Lanier National Speedway. We are green flag. Byron Jones jumping down to the bottom, taking away your race lead early in this one. Pacey Wygant in second. Parker Clardy in third in number 22. Pacey Wygant looking to the bottom here for the lead. Side by side as we come out of turn 4. Pacey Wygant will lead the lap there. A lot of shuffling going on here from third on back, though. Side by side, 3 wide for the second spot. Really tight there on the bottom. Rance Llewellyn trying to take that one away from Byron Jones and Parker Clardy. Byron Jones shooting back to the outside of Pacey Wygant here. Side by side off of turn number 2 for your race lead early in this one. Pacey Wygant holds on for now, though, but Byron Jones is looking and hard charging here on the top side. Side by side all throughout this field, 3 back. Rance Llewellyn jumping up from 6th, up fighting for 3rd at the current moment. Parker Clardy to his outside. Parker grabs the wall a little bit there. That'll clear Rance in the 33. Nose to tail here from 4th through right through to the lead. A lot of tight battling here. Both lanes, top and bottom, working pretty well for these guys. But Pacey Wygant holding the advantage here on the bottom. Well, one in the wall in the back, that is Tristan Bear. He keeps it straight, we stay green. But real tight here for your top 4. Rance Llewellyn trying to look to the inside here of Byron Jones as he looks to the outside of your race leader in the 00. And they're side by side for your race lead. Byron Jones tries taking it away there, and I think he did at the line. Real close there for your race lead. But Byron Jones out to the advantage here, running the top line. Pacey Wygant sees that move and moves up, trying to get the top rolling for him. And Byron Jones starting to pull away a little bit here. These guys behind, all fighting for 2nd through 4th. Rance Llewellyn and Pacey Wygant side by side. They're out of 2. Pacey Wygant still holds on to 2nd. As we look back, Greg Pillar, Jimmy Mensch fighting for 6th here, side by side. Great battles all throughout this field as we move on. And Jimmy Mensch has the advantage there for 6th spot. As we look back ahead, Byron Jones still out to your race lead, but Pacey Wygant, Rance Llewellyn, and Parker Clardy all in close quarters here. One mistake from any of these guys, and the next one it will be on them. Pacey Wygant back to the inside here of Byron Jones. He's looking for the lead back again. Byron slides up out of the corner. Pacey trying to get back to his inside. Can't quite do it there again. Rance Llewellyn back nose to tail here, 1 through 4. These guys fighting hard trying to get up to that lead. Rance ducks underneath Pacey here, side by side for your 2nd spot. Where that bottom being the short way around is quick, but it is really slick down there. It's all about hitting that line right and getting your left rear right where that banking starts, right against the wall. Pacey Wygant sliding out to the top. That allows Rance Llewellyn to try to capitalize, getting underneath them. Rance Llewellyn slides up. Can't clear Pacey Wygant. Pacey Wygant looking underneath the 19 of Byron Jones as well. One heck of a battle here. Race number 3 of the J&B Modified Touring Series. Side by side again for 2nd. Looks like Rance Llewellyn gonna have the advantage here off of 4. He'll try to track down your race leader, Byron Jones. Doesn't have to look far, though. And he does get inside of Byron Jones. Slides up. Oh, that was tight. Byron Jones trying to cross back under him. Can't quite do it there. Rance Llewellyn going to have the lead. We're in the closing laps of this one. Rance Llewellyn out to the lead. It's a dogfight from 2nd on back here. Byron gets the wall a little bit. That'll let Pacey and Parker have a little bit of an advantage here coming off the corner. 3 wide into turn number 1.
Oh, man.
Some tight racing here as Pacey gets 2nd. Away from Byron Jones. Now Parker Clardy and Byron Jones fighting it out for 3rd. Is Pacey Wygant going to have to track down here Rance Llewellyn for your lead if he wants to get this win? Just a couple laps left to do it. A little bit of latency for Rance Llewellyn. Still a little bit of latency for Rance. Pacey Wygant trying to track him down, though. Top just not rolling quick enough for him. Byron Jones trying to slide up to your 2nd place here. Pacey Wygant can't quite get there. Pacey really rolling that bottom, though. That'll be 3 to go in this one. Oh, Byron Jones making a little contact with Pacey Wygant. That'll shuffle him back to 4th. Parker Clardy up to 3rd. As we have 2 laps to go in this one, Rance Llewellyn, your leader, going to encounter a little bit of lap traffic before the end of this one, it looks like. With Pacey Wygant in 2nd, about half a straightaway back. Still definitely enough time if Rance makes a mistake, but he's looking flawless here in the late part of this one. White flag is out for your race leader, Rance Llewellyn, in the 33. Lap traffic going to stay out of the way. And Rance Llewellyn going to take the checkered flag here at Lanier. With Pacey Wygant in 2nd. Parker Clardy in 3rd. Byron Jones in 4th after deleting the first half of this one. And Tristan Bear rounding out your top 5. Great battles all night there. That was a phenomenal show.
Great race. That was awesome.
For the most part, really clean. That was a great show. We'll get some interviews here for your top 3. First up, Rance Llewellyn, your race winner. Hey, Rance, this is Bobby in the booth. You got a copy?
What's up, man?
Man, what did you think about for you under a blanket there, and you start driving away? How was that one for you?
Man, I was just being patient, really. I was just, trying to show Pacey how to pass people being clean, without dooring them, and making contact with them. So I was just being patient, playing games, having fun. You know, it was good racing though. By everybody, it really was. It was great racing in the feature there. It was all tight. Everyone was there side by side. Everybody moved a little bit. It was a little rubbing, but it was great. It was fun. All night was fun. Heat race was fun. Everything was fun.
All right, anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's win at Lanier?
I just want to thank John Matthews. He's a great guy. He's been in the call with me. I've been helping him trying to get better, and he's been just there by my side helping me as well get better. So I'd like to thank him and thank you guys for the broadcast. So
Yeah, thank you for your time tonight, and congrats on your win.
thank you.
Let's see if I can drag him down again. Maybe. All right. We're going to go ahead and interview your second place driver, Pacey Wygant. Hey, Pacey, this is Bobby in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Man, what did you think? For you under a blanket, and did you think you were going to get Rance there at the end of that one? Walk us through it.
No, I got into the corner where I think it was turn 1, too shallow, and didn't want to hit Byron. So that cost me a lot of momentum, and it allowed Rance to get by me there. I knew me and Rance were faster than Byron there at that point in the race. It was just trying to get around him cleanly. And yeah, I just cost myself the race by not being able to get around Byron like I needed to.
All right, anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's second place position?
Yeah, I got to shout out KNS Sim Productions, Bolt Racing, Blink Designs, PBI Racing, and everybody who puts JMB on a weekly basis. And of course, you guys up in the booth.
Yeah, thank you for your time, and congrats on your second place finish tonight.
All right, thank you.
All right, now I'll get a word with your third place finisher, Parker Clardy. Maybe, I think he is muted. Well, we're going to try. Hey, Parker, this is Bobby in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, what did you think with 4 under a blanket? And did you think you were going to be able to get buy those 3 there for that one?
Oh, man, that was some serious clean racing. I was doing the best I could to try to hold my own with the rest of them. They're all super quick, all 3 of them. That was a super clean race. I think that's honestly the cleanest feature I've ever had on iRacing. Everybody, of course, was bumping around here and there, rubbing doors, rubbing tires. But we all held it through, got together. And I think Pacey and Byron got into each other, and that's what shuffled Byron to the back and ended up giving me a P3 spot. But other than that, man, that was beautiful, honestly. That's the only way to explain it.
Yeah, and anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's third place finish here at Lanier?
I'd like to thank all of you, the broadcast team, Savage Sim Racing, which is my racing team on iRacing, and my boy Aaron, who this was his debut race. He messaged me about getting into a league, so I threw him the invite to this one, and here we are.
Yeah, always great to see new faces to the league, and thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up every week, and congrats on your P3 tonight.
Yep, see ya.
That'll do it from us here at Capital Racing Network for your presentation of one of the dandiest shows I have ever seen at Lanier in the Bolt Racing League J&B Modified Touring Series, with Rance Llewellyn taking tonight's win. That's 2 wins on the season for him. And man, what a show. What do you think of that one, Casey?
Yeah, that was phenomenal. That was some good, hard, clean racing. That was awesome.
All right, thanks y'all for tuning in. Hope to see you next week. I'll have to see where we're at because I completely forgot. I think we're at Eldora. And indeed we are. We'll be here live again at 8:20 Eastern Time next Wednesday for Eldora 50 Lapper. That'll be our Leonard Williams Memorial, a driver who ran with us for a good part of a couple of our first 2 seasons and sadly passed away not too long ago. And we thought it'd be a little bit of a touching moment if we could honor him a little bit and run a memorial race next week at his home track, and a track he always showed up to. We miss him already, and gonna be a heck of a race next week. Hope to see you guys there. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back.